Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. I'm RJ. You're awesome. This is the Sbh-E from T's Guitars, and that means it's time for us to find out. Does it suck? Except this time, I'm not going to be making you guys wait until the end of the video to answer that question, because most of you guys already know that recently I got to hang out at the T's Guitars shop. And before that, I got to review 2 of their guitars, and I named them my Internet Guitar Brand of the Year for 2024. Oh yeah, and when I was at the shop, I watched the owner, Torsten Jacob, work on this very same guitar. So if you've missed out on that stuff, click the links up there, all right? But because of that, it just wouldn't be right for me to sit there and like drag you guys along before telling you that, yeah, at the end of the day, this guitar definitely does not suck, okay? As a matter of fact, it's definitely a front runner to be my Guitar of the Year for 2025. But, you know, it's only March. But I don't expect much to be out there that's going to be as good as this at the price point this is, and no compromises, all that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's talk about the guitar, okay? Because if it's not going to be about does it suck, then maybe the question should be, how awesome is it? So we're going to talk about that. First, we got to talk about the finishes, because they're not just finishes this time around. They're appearance packages. Basically, everything you see here isn't part of the appearance package. It's the color of the headstock or the lack of it, the color of the text on the headstock, the color of the body, the pick guard, the hardware, all of it. It all contributes to being part of the appearance package. This one is NV green, okay? But that's okay if you're not jealous that I got this one, because you know, it just means that green might not be for you. In that case, check out Boomer Blue or 8-Ball. Then there's also Majestic White and Broad Street, and a holdover from the SBH HD, now with a new name called Royal. Then there's also Triple White, which is known as Wicked White, and something I like to think of as being Darth Vader inspired, the Triple Black of Night Train. So you got a lot to choose from there, and I think they all look pretty sweet. But what about you? Let me know in the comments, okay? At this point, let's hear how the guitar sounds. And then when we're done with that, we'll check out the specs, we'll test the pickups. I better tell you guys why I think this guitar is as good as it is. All right? Let's start at the headstock. You notice right away that this headstock is painted the same color as the body, which is normally something you see on higher end versions of a model or custom guitars or custom shop stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. You don't normally see it here. And you don't normally see it with a logo that matches the hardware. Okay? Together, that's a really nice touch, you know what I'm saying? A little extra attention to detail. And the logo matches the chrome on the barrel style tuners, the barrel style string trees, and the 18-to-1 locking tuners. And these tuners feel really nice, like a very high-end set, okay? And not to be outdone, you got the standard truss rod access and a meticulously cut bone nut. Okay. Now, let's go on to the back of the neck. The back of the neck is done in a modern C, like a lot of other guitars, but it's done with an extra millimeter of meat on the back so that it doesn't feel like every other cookie cutter guitar neck. It has its own feel, it really does, and it's a nice little attention to detail. It helps separate this guitar from the pack. All right, on the front of the neck we have a 12-inch radius maple fretboard with 22 stainless steel frets with ball ends, right? And again, check out the work that Torsten Jacob did on this guitar, the fretwork, in one of these videos, all right? It took 2 videos to watch him do all the work on this guitar. Not that he had a lot of work to do, but you need to check those videos out, all right? Anyway, the ball ends on this guitar are slightly longer than standard, the way they have been done. Let's put it that way, not standard. They're longer than the way they have been done in the past. Companies have been finding out that by putting the ball ends on them, it invites a little bit more string roll off, and people have been saying, hey, you know, do something about that. So at the factory level, this is something that's changing. You're going to start seeing it on more and more guitars across the board, not just T's guitars, okay? I mention this because when you grab the neck like this, you can feel it, okay? But when you're playing, the way you're cupping the neck, you don't feel anything. And when you're feeling this, it's not uncomfortable at all, okay? It really is just a little round bump that, a little speed bump on the way down the fretboard. And again, you don't feel it when you're playing. It's not a problem at all right? But it's something we're going to see more and more of, so I figured we should mention it, okay? End of the day, this neck is awesome, all right? It really is. It's not an exaggeration at all, I promise, okay? The body, let's check the back of the body. The body on the back has a cutaway on the neck heels to give better access to the 22nd fret, and it has a belly carve, okay? Back to the front, we have the continuation of this whole green envy finish. We got the 3-ply white pick guard, the paint, the metal flake, all that. It's gorgeous. We have the hot rail and this and the single coil, and we have 1 volume, 1 tone, 1 3-way switch with a top hat. And while we're talking about the pickups, let's check out how hot they are. I started this video by letting you guys know right out of the gate that I think that this guitar is awesome. And now you guys have seen it, you've heard it, you even know all the different options that are available for it as far as finishes and all that goes. So let me know what you think about it in the comments. Tell me which one would be yours. And while you're doing that, seriously, think about going over to teesguitars.com and using the code RJCave5 at checkout. There's no S, just RJCave5. It'll save you a couple of dollars on a guitar that is worth way, way more than $265. It really is. If someone told me that they paid $1,000 for this or $1,200 for this guitar and I knew nothing about it, I'd believe them, no problem. The quality is there, right? And it's there because the owner of this company has done his homework. He's had his bumps and bruises, and he's come out on top, and we benefit at this point. This is really what's gone on. He's learned how to get the same deals as the big guys. When the big guys do an order for 4,000 guitars in a month, he knows that if he gets on the phone at the right time, speaking to the right people, he can get the benefits of that deal. Okay, he can benefit from that deal. Right, and then we benefit because we can get a guitar that should be $1,000 if the name brand was more recognized. We're getting it for $265, right? And you really can't beat that. And it's not an exaggeration, guys. These guitars are actually on Broadway right now. He's got players in Europe using these guitars to play out with. He's got guys with endorsement deals. So the guitars are legit. And they're worth everything you spend on them and 4, 5, 6 times more. But you don't have to take my word for it. All right? Take a look in the comments for this review, as well as any other guitar review that I've done for Tees Guitars or any other video I've done for Tees Guitars over the last several months, and you're going to find people talking nothing but good stuff about these guitars. Okay? So if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, set up all notifications, then you don't miss out, and you want to be sticking around if you're into Tees Guitars, because I just came from the shop. I still have a whole bunch of video from that I'm editing and we're putting out, and nobody else has that, so you definitely want to stick around. And don't forget about the memberships, because then you'll see even more, right? So anyway, that's going to do it for this one. You've been awesome. I've been RJ. Until the next one, take it easy.